Now, as we move towards the end of the year, so we're moving through the 30th to New Year's Eve to New Year's Day, we are now going to be in the gate 38 and 39. This is a very interesting energy to awaken into a new year with. And this is the gate of the fighter. And this is going to be our new moon energies, which means our new moon will be in the gate 38 when it is the new moon. And this is going to be intense, you guys, because as we're moving into the new year, there's a lot of different political things that are happening on the planet. There's a lot of last attempts to really create more and more discord on the planet. There's a lot of things that we are seeing in our reality around us that bring up a lot of question. Is this real? Is this disclosure? Is this some false flag? Is this something that's a good thing or not a good thing? There's always going to be these questions that are going on. And then again, this gate 38 brings in a little bit of this charge of like, wanting to step forward as the fighter energy, right? So within this, as we get to look at this vibration, let's go ahead and kind of tap into the new moon. So the new moon is really going to head it off. It's going to start it off at the beginning of the sign. As we look at this, we're also going to have the North Node starting to have its alignment to Shiat Pegasus. So this is the dreamer energy, the Pegasus star nation. This is the Pegasus. So if you do have the Stellar Nations material, this is amazing. So all of us are going to have a North Node leading us towards this energy. I think this is a blessing, you guys, that if we can really anchor into the North Node and let ourselves begin to clear a bit more of what we might think we're seeing in the reality around us. The guardians really honestly say a lot. Don't focus so much what you think you're seeing in the reality around you. Your greatest gift is how much you can focus on the dream you are anchoring in to this reality. And we don't want to let ourselves getting pulled by any of these things that distract us into anything that could perpetuate fear or any of these types of things. So within here, let's look at this from a couple more perspectives. So within here, we're going to have Mercury now moving into an alignment to Rasalhaga in the Ophiuchus constellation. So it's kind of moving along through some pretty powerful energies. This is our mind. This is our thinking. This again is female serpents. This is also going to be the vibrational energy of here to be the healer. North Node, the dreamer, the Pegasus, the messenger of dreams. Mercury, the thought forms of healing, bringing forth the sacred wisdoms and the sacred abilities for us to heal from within our body. Quite amazing. You guys, I think this is quite amazing. We have Archener within Eridanus, so Saturn's going to be aligned to this towards the end of it, all the way to the end of Sagittarius. It goes till January 23rd. So Saturn's even going to bring in this structured energy. This could be either way. Archener Eridanus, the male serpent energy. So where are we holding on to things we don't need to be holding on to, or where are we becoming open source? This is a term I love. Open source. Open source means we're giving the records back to the people. We're giving the knowledge back to the people. We're opening up the libraries. We're opening up things that have been held as secret or initiates or only certain had access to them. It is time for us to allow all individuals to have these awakenings to these informations again. We're going to have a really beautiful connection to Nunki, which is the bears. It's part of the Christ consciousness bearers. And I think this is really amazing because I love the Christ consciousness bears as an energy and an influence. This is about gut intuition. So even though there could be a lot more types of kind of big displays in our physical reality around us, especially leading up till January 20th, 21st. This is big, you guys, because we know there's a lot of especially in the United States. I know the whole world is kind of watching what is going on in the United States. The inauguration is going to be happening in the United States. I don't think it's going to just happen with just no big thing happening. I do think there's going to be quite a bit going on, and I hear this a bit as others are picking up on this too. And so we want to hold on to the dreams. Well, interesting. What's going on at this time? As we start into the first of the year, we're actually going to have the gate 38, which is the sun gate, which is going to be the gate influencing the new moon, is actually accessing one of the dream gates. And this dream gate is called the demon realm. And I know Ra Uru is a little bit dramatic, I think, with some of the terms he created for some of the things in human design. The demon realm refers to your design crystal. It is the unconscious, the subconscious. So it has the tendency when we dream and have demon realm gates activated in our dream rave. So all of us, the whole planet, the sun's going to be activating this energy at the beginning of the year. What does that mean? It means it's going to be bringing into our dreams the very things that we have maybe locked away in our deep subconscious. It can be bringing forward the very things that are our own fears, our own insecurities, our own things that have been playing from the ancestors. This can be anything from, kind of think of it the design side, the ancestors, our karma, our deep subconscious and unconscious, and all of these things that we have been kind of that have been influencing us, but we have maybe not been aware of it. So please just be mindful of this for kind of the end of the year and into the first week of January. We're going to have this kind of big energy kind of influencing us with this gate 38 and the dream realm. Well, this new moon, as we get to meditate within it. And I will say this, if you guys do work with lunar cycles, we do as part of the flame holders, and we work with it in a very unique and a very special way. And one of the things I will say is that the new moon is basically the beginning of a new cycle. So the full moon is kind of like the halfway mark. We just had the full moon. It's like the halfway mark. It's the moment where we've built up something. We've come to the accumulation of that energy, and now we get to ride out the rest of that energy. We get to see what we want to hang on to, what we want to let go of, and how we want to maybe expand or grow into our next seeding or our next cycle. When it comes to doing womb chakra mantras, womb chakra work, or any of the different activations or mantras that we work with in our group, you could kind of parallel this to a lot of even the ascension mechanics and the zones and the activations within there. The new moon is everything. The new moon is the more powerful moon time to actually work with. And I love it because guess what? We are the sacred sun. So we want to be the luminaries that are really truly being the encoding into what is reflected into the next cycle. So as we think of this is going to have a huge, think of all these energies that are coming up. We got the Christ consciousness bears that are bringing in this gut feeling and this gut knowing. We know we're going to be moving into the cycles of just massive shifts and changes. Part of these massive shifts and changes is that January, we're kind of in an in-between state of gate activations and crystal and cathedral activations on the planet, and a huge other major one's going to be taking place in February. So we've got this whole of January. And, I bring the perspective of the negative alien agenda all the time because I want us to be spiritual adults. We can handle all of it, and we can think about all the different things that are happening. Every time we lead up to a next really massive mission upgrade or stellar activation cycle or some new kind of activation in a Stargate or a crystal and cathedral or something, guess who has to do a revolt? Guess who has to throw some stuff out into the collective to try to be distractive? Well, these service to self beings that have been trying to control the planet, and this is coming to an end. Just as I started this whole thing, we've been on this mission for 550 million years, you guys, and this is it. It's mind-boggling to me to think of being in an incarnate body right now that has the conscious awareness of exactly how just profoundly, crystically amazing this time in Earth's history is. So, as we be the fighter, we want to make sure that we are surrendering this ego and this fighter energy to our higher self. It's another pressure center. It's another one of those root center energies that is fighting for this pressure um, to have purpose in life. And it's actually, it's an energy center that wants to connect in this deep way to the gate 28 that is in the splenic center, that to have this sense of what's worth fighting for, what's this life even for, why are we even here, like what's the purpose of all of this creation if it just seems to just crumble all the time, chaos to order and then back to chaos and then back to order and then back to chaos. And so this fighter energy can really start to bring us into the purpose of the experience. That's really truly what it is in so many ways. So within us, it helps us seek purpose and meaning of life, and it pushes us to find our life purpose. It pushes us through an energy, and we just have to be mindful. Where is the shadow of stubbornness? Where can we get so stuck on something? Where can we start to think, oh well, this is it, and forget that Sagittarian energy of expanding, right? So this is the warrior of light. On the shadow level, it can feel like we're just struggling and struggling, but on the amazing level, we can start to find the honor in our beingness, in just our being within this incarnation. And I think that's amazing as a contemplation for this new moon. So I hope that gives some thoughts to bring in as you work with this energy and how you will work with this new moon.